Awesome. Okay. So thanks, Simon, for that wonderful presentation on Lakehouse. I have definitely learned a lot since coming from a data science background, and I definitely also is a strong believer of how Lakehouse can accelerate value creation in terms of data analytics. So just before we start, I want to quickly introduce myself. So I am a data scientist at Scotiabank, specializing in recommender systems and large language models. I'm also a project lead of a data-driven climate resilience project at Transition Toronto. So prior to joining Scotiabank, I have worked in a variety of industries, including technology, consulting, where I work with insurance, retail, telecom clients on a variety of different analytics projects. I actually started my career in BI and then sort of transitioned into data science. So yeah, and then for this presentation, it's very non-technical, but if you come from a technical background, definitely invaluable to have that context. Even if you're just beginning your career journey in this field, whether you're in corporate or nonprofit sectors, I think this presentation will completely reshape the way how you think about data value creation. So the reality is that many companies collect vast amounts of data day in, day out, but they really struggle to turn this into tangible values. So they invest heavily in data analytics, like what Simon mentioned earlier, a lot of data lakehouse, some invested in lakehouse. And unfortunately, yet the promised insights often remains elusive, trapped in a maze of technologies and processes. And this is a challenge that countless organizations have faced for decades. Over the past 2 decades, the realm of data science have seen unprecedented growth and innovation, and yet surprisingly, the fundamental approaches to conducting data science have remained remarkably stagnant. The very approach we employ to extract value from data have, for the most part, gone to the traditional paradigms that were established years ago. So this lack of evolution has become even more striking when we consider the rapid pace at which data landscape has transformed. So we're able to generate, collect, and store data. That ability has skyrocketed thanks to cloud computing, IoT, and explosion of online interaction tracked through like clickstream data. However, the management of methodologies of analytics project has left behind, leaving us in a paradoxical situations where we possess abundance of information and yet struggle to fully capitalize on its potential. Just some background, the reason why I come up with this presentation is that I do play a role in a product owner in the past, playing a lot of project management for pro bono project as well as my past consulting project. And I really see this stagnation has far-reaching implications. It limited our capacity to adapt to new challenges and capitalize on emerging opportunities. It also has hindered our ability to make informed decisions swiftly and with confidence. As a result, organizations often find themselves wrestling with data rather than leveraging it as a strategic asset. So in this presentation, we'll navigate through the changing tides of data science and then uncover a fresh perspective that acknowledges the past, but also embraces the innovative strategy for driving data value creation in today's dynamic and rapidly evolving landscape. So the current emphasis on IT development frequently centers on the creation of software applications. However, it is important to recognize that a truly effective big data analytics methodology demands a shift in focus. So what that means is that a BDA methodology should center on the information value chain because it acknowledges that the true power of data lies in its transformation into knowledge and its seamless dissemination to those who can make informed decisions based on it. So now we're going to go into details about how does that information value chain work. So the data value chain or information value chain is a conceptual framework that illustrates the journey of data from its generation and collection to its transformation into valuable outcomes. It emphasizes that the value derived from data is not a one-step process, Instead, it's a dynamic, interconnected series of stages where each phase builds upon the previous one. So in the organizational landscape, the data analytics department plays a pivotal role. It basically operates as a hub of information-intensive services providers, IIS, catering to the diverse needs of other departments within the organization. So let's start by outlining the key building blocks that constitute an information-intensive service. The fundamental elements include the data source, whether that's derived from customers or partners, whether it's like census data or internal personal information about the customer. We also need a robust data collection systems, the raw data itself, the intricate process of data analysis, insights from the data analysis, and the seamless information delivery system, the collaborative of service providers and partners, the end users of the information, and lastly, the inherent value within the application of that information. Why is this comprehensive framework important? It forms a robust foundation that guides us through addressing the following inquiries in the data value design processes. One, what precisely should be delivered? A lot of times that we focus on so many clients that I work with, they have tons of data and they start with data and they have no idea what insights, what questions that they have in mind. So the first question, what precisely should be delivered? Second is, why is the delivery of information significant? Why is it important? What are the business reasons? What are the benefits? To whom should this valuable information be directed? Understanding your audience, understanding the information users is as crucial as in software development, right? Do your user research, understand what they're looking for. How can we make it comprehensible and easy to understand for the users? And then next, how should this information be efficiently produced? And lastly, the logistic consideration of how, when, and where to seamlessly deliver this valuable information to achieve optimal impact. And this is not just for internal use cases. It's the same when you're providing information as a service to your end-to-end consumer as well. So you can think about it as like when we deliver a push notification, the ideas of how, when, and where is just as important as what's being delivered. And answers to these questions might vary based on customers and their needs. So for example, that the data analysis steps can be automated or require humans in the loop. The information can be descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, or prescriptive. The value in the information can be either used to prevent undesirable outcomes or to achieve desirable outcomes. By thoughtfully examining and addressing these elements, we paved the way for a structured and holistic approach to data value creation, ensuring that each aspect of information-intensive service aligns harmoniously to drive innovation, informed decision-making, and overall organizational excellence. So when building an effective BDA systems, it is crucial to acknowledge that the true benefits arise from changes within the organization, not merely from the capabilities of technology itself. This highlights the significance of benefit realization management. I believe that most of us in the tech probably have never heard of before. BRM stands for an approach to enhance the identification of valuable and attainable benefits, while ensuring that these benefits are translated into reality through deliberate decisions and proactive actions. In essence, benefits realization management plays a pivotal role in bridging the gap between potential benefits and tangible outcomes. So here's a step-by-step guide on how to effectively integrate BRM with BDA. Overall, the steps can be divided into 3 phases. One is to identify benefits, to determine whether projects, programs, portfolios can produce the intended business results. Second is to execute benefits management, to minimize risk to future benefits, and to maximize the opportunity to gain additional benefits. And the last phase is to sustain benefits, to ensure that whatever the projects or programs produces continues to create value. So just to give you an example, before I start building a recommender system at Scotiabank, we start by identifying what are the benefits, how can we produce the benefits, How can we maintain the benefits after we make the system operationalizable? Unfortunately, we don't have time to go into details of each steps are, but I have the paper here outlined at the bottom, and you can take a look at your own time. Now let's transition to our attention to broader organizational scope. So how can we ignite a ripple of new actions throughout the entire organization by harnessing the potential insights generated through analytics? So to pave the way for insights to tangible value, it is crucial to tightly connect insights with business strategies. Moreover, we need to ensure that these insights are readily comprehensible to end users and seamlessly integrated to organizational workflows, empowering the organization to take timely actions that aligns precisely with their goals. One technique to operationalize analytics is called PADIE, Process Application Data Insights Embed. This technique is executed in 3 steps. Organizations must first identify value to deliver to customers, the application they use to drive the business, and their core processes, including management system and metrics, operational and transaction systems, and touch points with external parties. Next, the organization must identify the questions of who, what, where, when, why, how, similar to what we have discussed earlier in the data value design canvas, adjust the pain points to create revenue, cost, or margin value. Lastly, but most importantly for value creation, the organizations need to determine the best approach to embed these insights into its operations. An organization have multiple options, including use cases that describe how applications should be enhanced, new analytic solution that can be introduced, optimization logic added to RUIS engine, and the new workflows and simulation to help management understand varying scenarios. And lastly, let's address 4 common missteps when it comes to paving the path from insights to value. So honestly, many believe that only perfect data and a full-scale organizational transformation can set us apart in terms of on our path to success. However, the truth is far more encouraging. Organizations can create meaningful value right from the start, even as they're gradually building up their analytics capabilities. Another misconception is that analytics should permeate every corner of our decision-making landscape. Yet, a more effective strategy is to channel our efforts and resources into focused and achievable steps. We only have limited resources when it comes to compute, when it comes to talents. So organizations should really concentrate on specific and attainable objectives and a targeted approach that ensure analytics efforts yield tangible benefits. Many also believe that they should begin with modest, less critical area of organizational operations. Wrong. Organizations should instead focus on the most significant and impactful opportunities. By aligning analytics efforts, they can easily overcome various challenges such as gaining executive support, enhancing data quality, fostering a culture that embraces data-driven decision-making, and similar to what Simon mentioned earlier about Lakehouse, it's easier for us to understand where the gaps are in terms of data architecture, infrastructure, by starting with the most significant and impactful opportunities. The 4th misconception is around beginning our journey with the data itself, which might seem intuitive. However, rather than being bogged down by data processes, we should begin with questions that define the desired insights we're trying to get. This helps us narrow the focus and deliver the value quickly without getting stuck in data-related processes. Once the insights are delivered, identifying gaps in data and processes become much easier. So just to recap, by dispelling these common misconceptions and embracing the new approach, we can position ourselves for success in the data-driven era. Value creation is not bound by perfection or exhaustive organizational transformation. We can make it thrive in the early stages of analytics sophistication. Focused efforts aligned with strategic objectives pave the way for impactful results, while prioritizing high-value opportunities propel us towards innovation and growth. By starting with insightful questions rather than drowning in data, we accelerate value delivery and empower timely actions. Armed with all you have learned from this presentation, we can embark on a journey where data becomes a more powerful asset, steering our organization towards informed decisions, optimized processes, and a future illuminated by the endless possibilities of analytics. So thank you very much for your attention. I can take any question now, and I put my email here and linking here. I'm looking forward to connect